Hi, I'm Spencer.
And I'm Ripley.
6 years ago, we tested this idea together with a playlist of 500 songs.
Now the playlist has grown, changed, and doubled in size. And I don't know all the tracks anymore.
Each episode will listen to one or two songs from the updated playlist
To see what stories, memories, and emotions they unlock. Two friends.
One playlist. This is Heart Attack. Still feels like the mythical episodes.
I know. The fact that you matched my tone as well as tempo.
Yeah. Well, impersonator. Well, how's it going this evening, Ripley?
Pretty good.
Yeah. Welcome to your second episode and the 8th episode of the entire show. We got 2 songs this episode, and we have a new feature that we've briefly discussed that I will be kind of manning, I suppose you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, should we jump right in here then to our first songs, or do we have any banter?
Let's jump right in. I have a feeling we're going to be a little packed today.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Well, should we listen to the first song first, or should I do a little introduction for you?
That's up to you.
Well, last week I gave you the heads up to choose a song of your own that has to do with early love, and I kept that as vague as I could to see where that would take you,
right,
as opposed to maybe where it takes me specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to listen to our first song today, which is Alison by Elvis Costello from his 1977 album, My Aim Is True. So let's go ahead and do that.
Alrighty.
You're listening to Heart Attack. Your host will be right back. Boy, yeah, it's Heart Attack.
Alrighty.
Elvis Costello with Alison.
Sounds like his aim is true.
He does repeat that quite a bit at the end there, and that is the name of the album.
Right.
Had you heard that one many times before, or not really? Or
I don't think many times. It does sound very familiar. I feel like, I feel like you may have shared it with me before.
possibly. Yeah. I don't think this one was on our original 500 list at all.
Oh, really? It might have been someone else. I feel like I didn't naturally gravitate towards this song or Elvis Costello in particular, but I feel like I've heard it a couple of times in the context of it being shared with me.
Okay. It could have been me just in a different conversation, maybe.
Possibly. And I've got at least 2 other people who have acted somewhat as musical Sherpas throughout my lifetime, so.
Right. Well, before we get into any specifics about it, it is time for our brand new segment on Heart Attack called Respect the Classics, man. Thank you. Thank you, Leo from That 70s Show, also known as Tommy Chong.
I was going to say,
yes,
you're crediting Leo first and not Tommy Chong. All right. But,
that's where I first saw him.
Yeah, and I feel like in this day and age, most people will know him better as Leo.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Either way, he's a cool dude from the 70s, as is this song. What Respect the Classics is going to be for the duration of the show is any time I have a song on my Heart Attack playlist that is also on Rolling Stone magazine's top 1,000 songs of all time, similar to what I've done here, just for my specific heart interests, soul, brain, all of the above. Anytime there's a song that's on both lists, I'm going to read and share the brief little paragraph from the Rolling Stone magazine list. And of course,
List
as soon as I went to
updated
do
as of what year, so that this concept can remain timeless.
as of 2024.
Okay, all right,
Mm-hmm.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Because
Good
I'm
call
sure
on
they'll switch it up.
Oh, yeah, there will be
time.
another one in a decade or so. Yeah, give or take. So Elvis Costello's Alison appears on the list at number 396.
Ooh.
And here is what they had to say about it. Inspired, according to his 2015 memoir, by a beautiful checkout girl whose dreams he imagined would soon be squandered to a ruffian, this deceptively tender ballad on Costello's debut album helped enshrine him as post-punk's most gifted melodist. In 1977, Costello credited his hard-bitten lyrical style to the fact that there's nothing glamorous or romantic about the world at the moment. Nobody's got the time or the money. Nevertheless, Costello's attempt at a beautiful sound on Alison was inspired in part by Jimi Hendrix's The Wind Cries Mary. They share a similarly crackling guitar tone. And that's what it has to say.
Boy, that stood the test of time.
What's that?
Yeah, there is nothing romantic or glamorous about the world.
Yeah.
when you really get into it, when you got to grow up and go do the thing and be a person, gracious.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Adulting, as some people call it. Yeah. I get you. I love that the song itself was inspired by a stranger that he saw just working a shift at a grocery store, you know? And I've had that many times in my life. I don't know if you have, Ripley, where you see a stranger in public. Maybe you think, gosh, like they're a beautiful looking person or they're handsome, whatever your adjective is.
Mm-hmm.
And you ever make up like a little backstory for a stranger in your head and then like think about it later?
Oh, sure. For sure. Because when you have no data, you know, and you're just like, oh, all right, Mr. Vibes. And you walk away, you have 2 seconds of data, you realize you have a crush on a shadow. You have to do something because your brain wants to do something about it. Right? Your brain wants to go, I like that person. Or no, I guess not. I guess your heart wants to go, I like that person. And then your brain goes, what person, dude? It was a silhouette. And so,
That's cool.
I've definitely experienced that fabrication of a backstory just to create a character for someone you want to be.
That's cool. And like, I'm glad you're able to relate to it because the reason that I have done that so many times in my life is because I write, you know, I come up with sketches and plays and songs of my own or what have you, books that I work on. And I go, yeah, it needs to be inspired by something that I've felt in order to feel like I qualify to create that or write that, you know?
Right, that little anchor, that seed that can grow into a fully formed character.
Yeah, pretty much. So for this one, if we were to get personal now, before I get too personal with it, does that song do anything for you at all emotionally, or does it trigger anything whatsoever?
It just feels a little sad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the notes that he's hitting, the figurative notes that he's hitting are very, you know, oof, good luck with that. Gosh, you're going to get swallowed by the drab, uninspired world that is the continuation of life beyond the exciting parts, beyond the fun parts.
Yeah.
And it happens.
Mm-hmm. Especially with lyrics like he's singing to Alison, even though he doesn't know her, and saying I know this world is killing you, you know.
Yeah, and therefore potentially projecting.
Yeah,
Not
that's a good point.
necessarily missing the mark, but speaking of, the likelihood that this world is killing her and the likelihood that whether or not he's admitting it, it is killing him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to relate to a stranger in a way. Yeah. And for me specifically, I can relate to that going like, oh my gosh, like you could use the same example, whether, the girl at the checkout of a grocery store or a server at a restaurant, that kind of thing where I go, gosh, what an absolutely beautiful girl. And then, I do start pondering, as we said, of like, I wonder, if she's happy. I wonder if she's single. And I don't mean in a self-righteous way of like, oh, is she available? I just mean, what's the story there? Because for this brief exchange, she's being kind and putting on a smile, whether it's authentic or fake, to me. So, I don't know. Sometimes it just makes my brain run. But this song specifically for me is about my first girlfriend that I ever truly had. Like I had brief little spurts of crushes and little hand-holding things in high school and whatnot. But Alison, who, we're going to refer to my first girlfriend as Alison during any further conversations we have. So I don't know if you want to jot that down.
Identities. I will after this episode when you can tell me who you're actually talking about, since I know some of these stories.
Yeah. That's true. Let's act like you're not remembering all of them.
Yeah. Well, okay. Won't have to act all the time.
True, yeah. So, yes, we'll call her Alison once again for her privacy and all of the above. Respect for wherever she's at in life now. I don't exactly know. But Alison was somebody that I met on a very significant date, and I mean date on the calendar, not we hadn't planned on going on a date together. I didn't know her when I met her on this date, which was New Year's Eve.
Oh, wow.
And New Year's Eve is an extremely significant date for me no matter what year you're talking about, because I have had so many important life-changing experiences on New Year's Eve. And this might be the first of the many significant ones. And I want to share that with you and with the listeners. So are you cool to get into that?
Absolutely.
Cool. So this would have been New Year's Eve of 2007, going into 2008. And it was an interesting day for me because my great-grandmother's funeral was earlier in the day.
Oh, no.
Yeah, nobody that I was extraordinarily close to by any means. This is my grandfather's mother.
Still.
And, a very sad day to be around all these mourning relatives and sad vibes. But, that's,
and
you can never really...
Just pairing something like a funeral with, a holiday on the calendar.
Yeah.
Is always rough and can sometimes taint the holiday moving forward, which is not fun.
Oh, yeah, that's very true. Yep. Again, for me, it was more my empathy for the relatives who were closer in relation to her. But it made for a bummer of a day. But I specifically remember going home and keeping in mind this was New Year's Eve day. And wait, am I saying that? Not New Year's Day, New Year's Eve.
Right.
Day. Yeah, that makes sense, right?
Yeah, totally.
And so I remember going home and just to perk my mood up, I was watching a TV show on DVD that I had gotten for Christmas, which I've already cross-referenced in the episode, That 70s Show.
Nice.
That is my personal favorite sitcom of all time, as a lover of retro vibes and music and fashion and cars and hairstyles, all of the above.
What a good timing to introduce your new Leo-inspired segment with this particular song and its story.
Yeah.
That worked right out, didn't it?
Yeah, man, it sure did. So, I was trying to think of something, because he was always very literal,
Yeah.
He'd be like, oh, it's okay, man, dinner's on me. And he'd be like, oh, you're going to pay? No, I spilled spaghetti all over my shirt, man.
Yeah.
It's a good show. So I remember going home and watching this, and I was specifically on the final episode of season 4. And for anybody who's familiar with the show, and if you're not, it's okay, the two main characters, Eric and Donna, who are the main guy and girl of the story, they had broken up with each other at the end of season 3. Spoiler alerts for that 70s show. I should have said that earlier.
Whoa, yeah, wait a you closing the barn door after the horses left.
Sorry, maybe I'll cross edit that, maybe. I don't know if I feel like it.
No, it's hilarious. Leave it. The show's been out for how long now?
It's from the 90s, for God's sake.
Yeah, so. Right? Just leave it. It'll be funny.
Yeah.
If you're actually spoiling it for someone, pick up the pace. Get with the times.
That's their fault. Yeah, that's their fault. So, and I got my fact wrong as I'm thinking about that. At the end of season 3, Eric and Donna break up, and there's a promise ring involved with that breakup. And I want to make it really clear. I had not seriously dated somebody at that point in my life as I was watching that show, but I had received seasons 1, 2, and 3 the previous Christmas, like all together from my mom and dad, my grandparents, and my uncle. And I remember being like, sweet, I have 3 seasons of this to watch. So throughout the duration of the year, I was spending a lot of time with that show. Mm-hmm. And I was devastated when Eric and Donna broke up at the end of season 3. I cried. It was the first time I ever cried watching a TV show that I was into. Because up to then I was into like SpongeBob and different things like that. Nothing that would make you cry. But it was my first, I was coming of age kind of vibes, right?
Right.
And so I was really emotional about it. But then I didn't have season 4. So I had to wait till Christmas to get that. So it was actually my bad. It was the season premiere of season 4, not the last episode of season 4.
Gotcha.
As I accidentally said earlier. So I was starting to watch my 70s show episode or season rather. And we'll get to our second song a little bit later, but I want to say now that the title of the first episode of season 4 of that 70s show is Going to California by Led Zeppelin is the song, and all of the episodes in that season are Led Zeppelin song titles.
What, really?
Yeah, they're all differently titled Led Zeppelin songs. And I could have my season mixed up. I'm sitting here contemplating, I'm like, is it 4 or 5? But nonetheless, whatever the episode is called Going to California, that's the episode that I watched in between my great-grandmother's funeral and then going to this party for New Year's Eve. That's the important part, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm watching that episode, and in it, Eric decides to drive all the way to California because Donna had to run away to go there. I think she was trying to find her mom, who also had left in the previous season. Again, major spoilers. And so I was inspired by that. What's that?
I don't think at this point you're actually spoiling anything.
No, it's whatever.
At some given point in some given season, potentially these things might have happened.
Yeah, that's true. It's been a while since I've watched it in chronological order, but it's making me in the mood for it. So anyway, if I could finish the story, for fuck's sakes. Anyway, no. So I was very inspired by that episode. Like, again, I hadn't gotten into a serious relationship, but I was like, damn, man, like, you guys, the characters are broken up with each other, but he's still like, I need to drive to a different state to make sure that she's safe, or to make sure she's finding what she's looking for, because he cared so much, right?
Aww.
That's what inspired me about it. So I kind of put that on the back burner in my heart and in my mind, and was like, wow, yeah, it was a cool vibe to that episode. And then I headed out and went to this New Year's Eve party. And this was a party of many people that I knew from like church and youth groups and extended friends of the people that were in those circles, right? And I'm at this house party, and we're having a total blast. One of the best New Year's Eves I've ever had, frankly. And you know, it's early in the evening, keeping in mind there's snow all over the ground and all this still, especially because we're out here in Canada. And we were outside in a hot tub, and a bunch of us were just shooting the shit and making each other laugh, whatever.
Ew, in the hot tub?
I didn't say shitting, I said shooting the shit.
All right, well, that's what happens when those jets fire up and the bubbles are going.
Yeah. Well, to quote that 70s show, some people are into that. That's a deep cut episode, but there is a hot tub joke where they go, you believe some people are actually into that? Like, the jets going up your butt. Yeah, anywho's. That's what the joke is. I think it's Red that says that, or maybe it's his boss. Again, I have to rewatch this show. I'm calling it my favorite, and here I am misquoting it, but it is late, so. Anywho's. So we're in the hot tub, and there was only a few of us. And then this girl comes out and comes out of the house and gets into the hot tub. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, well, hello there. Like, you know, my brain is going, kind of like seeing Alison for the first time, which is, in this case, what literally was going on. And she sits down and kind of just joins right into the conversation. And we were talking about the Grinch, the Jim Carrey movie, The Grinch.
Uh-huh.
And one of my all-time favorites, hello,
right.
Jim Carrey is being referenced again on the show here. And she was just like quoting it and saying how funny of a movie she thought it was. And then I, of course, did my impression, which she was like, oh my gosh, that's really good. And I was like, oh, thanks, whatever. She's sitting right beside me to my left in the hot tub. And she jokingly goes, by the way, this is not my bathing suit. And I'm like, okay.
All right.
She's like, I had to borrow it from, now I won't name drop this person because I haven't gotten their permission to talk about them, but it was the mother of the family who owned the house that we were at. She had forgotten her bathing suit, and the mom of the family was like, well, you could wear one of mine. So she's like, I just want to make it clear, I wouldn't make this fashion choice. This is, you know, their mom's bathing suit.
Oh like, my, what was the fashion choice?
Okay. It was just a different style of bathing suit, bikini, whatever.
Oh, all right.
I don't know. She was a little bit insecure about it, I suppose. I don't know. I don't want to put thoughts in her mind or whatever, but she felt the need to address it. I was just kind of like, doesn't bother me, whatever. And then we got on the topic of root beer floats somehow, which is something that my grandmother used to make for us all the time. And I forget why we landed on that, but we were just vibing on the Grinch and root beer floats. And yeah, felt right up my alley kind of vibes. Then one of my buddies in the hot tub decides that he's going to auction me off for the rest of the night. He's like,
on what authority? What? Who? All right.
What you thought there?
I'm just baffled that how that just so anyway, you know, like you do, my bud decided to auction me off for the rest of the night.
Yeah. Yep.
Whoa.
That's what he did. He just hard left turned it and went, all right, so who here? There was more girls in the hot tub than guys. I want to say there was maybe 3 guys and 5 girls.
Oh, this is just a wingman move.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Okay. Gotcha. My bad if I explained that poorly.
No, it's fine. It did its job. As a girl in the room, I'd have been like, what the heck is going, I mean, hell, I guess. But yeah,
Right.
I get it now. Like the source, the motivation, right?
Okay. Yeah. Because I think he turns to me and goes, Spencer, you're single, right? I'm like, yes.
Mm.
He's like, okay, well, ladies, why don't we start the bidding at $20? You know,
Good
for like,
man.
and I'm like, excuse me? And he's like, yeah. Like I was embarrassed for a little bit. He's like, yeah. Anybody? What are we thinking? And this other random girl goes like, 25. And I'm like, okay, what's up? Like, you know, like
Nice.
different girl, not Allison. Yeah. So then my buddy goes like, okay, we're at 25. Anybody else? And Allison goes 50. And I'm like,
Ooh.
what up? Like, you know. And she's like, yeah, 50. And he goes, well, that was a jump. Okay. Anybody else? And then like, I want to say maybe there was one or two more back and forth, but then she goes 500. And I'm like, now,
Yes.
there's a lot you could take away from that. Like, it was only at like 75, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she goes 500. And I'm like, good Lord. Like, I was not intimidated by that. I was not like, whoa, desperate. I was like, kind of turned on. I was just kind of like, that was hot, you know?
Also, that's data. That's what makes it such an amazing wingman move. It's just, improv. You guys are riffing, but you're getting a
Yep.
feel in that sort of we're clearly all just joking kind of vibe. Of yeah, all right, okay, Allison might have an eye in my direction.
Yeah, exactly. And all we had talked about was the Grinch and Root Beer Floats and that she was insecure in the bikini she was in. And apparently that was the green light. I don't know. So my buddy goes like, I think we're going to call it there. Somebody's very interested. So, you know.
Call her out.
Yeah. And so we kind of capped it there, and a few other people got out, and her and I just stayed in the hot tub together, and there might have been one or two other people, but I think they got the social cue of like, we should probably leave these two alone for a bit. Like, you know. And we eventually got out of the hot tub because we knew the year was going to be changing and everybody wanted to count down together. And we kind of got separated because this was a huge house that we were in. Like,
I mean, if they
I don't
had
know.
a hot tub,
Ah,
not to tip
well,
my hand about what I think about where the lines are drawn between social statuses, but my goodness,
yeah.
if you have a hot tub, that's probably a big old house.
Yeah, I guess you could say it. I've known people who have small houses who have hot tubs, but I get what you're saying. So, long story short, we got separated at the party, and we actually didn't find each other until the next morning, where I was literally grabbing like a piece of toast and heading out the door because I had to get back to my place. And she just kind of said, hey, it was really fun meeting you. And I was like, yeah, you too. Hopefully I catch you around. And so she was very close friends with one of the sisters of the family. They were a big family too, hence why they also had a big house. I'd have to sit and count how many members of the family, but I want to say at least 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I could be a little off, forgive me. But I'm not going to sit here and count everybody. But either way, she was a close friend and went to school with her. So I'd never seen Alison before at any other social gathering or church event or anything like that. So the one daughter from the family, she reached out to me and was like, hey, Alison was like talking about you nonstop. I'm like, oh, sweet. She goes, yeah, she'd like your MSN and your number. And so I'm like, well, I didn't have a cell phone at that point in time. It's still 2007, so you know, didn't have an iPhone or anything of that nature. So I said, yeah, she can add me on MSN or whatever. So she had messaged me on there a little bit and was like, you should call me sometime. And she gave her home number. Same thing. She didn't have a cell phone either. And so again, to speed the story along, I gave her a call, told her that I would love to hang out with her. And she lived in a different town, like maybe about 45 minutes away, actually. And, so I don't know if you'd call that long distance or not. Some people would, some people wouldn't. But we hung out a few times, and again, to just speed the story along, I asked her out at an event where we were both invited to go to, and she very enthusiastically said yes, and she became my first like legit girlfriend relationship that I had. And really lovely person, really great family, and lots of fond memories over the 8 months that I was with her, and we spent a lot of time together, and nothing negative came from that relationship whatsoever, of course, besides the breakup.
Well,
which,
I know. That happens.
Yes, we all go through that, and I mean, it's got to happen once in everybody's life, mostly.
Yeah.
And I absolutely remember being like devastated when she called me and said, she was going off to college. She was actually 2 years older than me, which got me a lot of high fives. And like, not that matters. It was just like, people are like, you dating your babysitter? I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Like,
Right.
It's like, whatever. But, so she finished high school and was off to college in Ottawa. And, things just got a little too difficult to maintain just because of the age gap and different things that were going on in each other's lives. And so that was tough. But there's lyrics in the song, Alison, such as, they say you got a husband now. And I'll never forget when I heard that Alison had gotten married. And I was like, what? Like, not that I was like, no, I need to run to that wedding and say I object. I just mean, like, it's such a weird experience to be like, my first significant other is married.
Yeah.
And, like, even has a family now and everything. I'm like, whoa. Like, that's just wild. So that line always stands out to me. They say you got a husband now. Even so, the lyrics about, I know this world is killing you. Keep in mind, I met her through church friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was always, in church circles, there's always, this is right, this is wrong, especially when you're a teenager. And I was I don't like saying like goody two shoes or anything, but I was the guy who was always like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, but it's like, I don't judge people who do, but I just don't particularly partake in that stuff. And I always felt that Alison was like craving that, or was tempted by it, as some people might say.
Oh,
and again,
so
I don't,
maybe a little bit of a mismatch there.
a little bit, like, she seemed more like when we would go, like, I attended her prom, right? Because she was older than me. I went to her prom, and I remember the after party. I was at that time, when I was about 15, 16, I was very anti-drinking and, smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, anything. I had a chip on my shoulder because of my upbringing, where I was like, no, you don't do that, Not that I was telling her, no, you don't do that. I just mean, that's what I applied to my own life,
right?
And so when we're at this after party, a lot of people are drinking and stuff, and she kind of turns to me and goes, I kind of want to have a drink. And I was like, what?
Oh, no.
Like, again, keep in mind, it was way back then. I'm not like this anymore.
Yeah.
But I was just like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, I kind of want to have something. And so when the line in the song says, I know this world is killing you, and all that kind of vibe, I was just kind of felt that Alison was interested in the things of the world. You know what I mean? Where it was like, okay, she's more tempted or whatever. And again, I don't currently fault her for that or anything of that nature. It's just more of a, way back then I thought, I don't have an interest in this, but she seems to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just some differences there, but and that's okay. But
but I can see how when they're super basic sorry.
Mhm.
When there are differences in super basic black and white values, even if it's just at the time, is very shattering of that image.
Mhm.
Like we were saying earlier, when you create this person behind a crush that's new.
Sure, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. And I don't want to sit and talk too much about the in-betweens of my relationship with Alison, because those stories will probably come out in later songs. Let's move on to the Going to California by Led Zeppelin, and we'll get another story, and then I want to hear what you've got for us.
You're still listening to Heart Attack. And your hosts will be right back.
Led Zeppelin with Going to California from the, I believe it's 1971 album, Led Zeppelin 4. Is that one you knew?
Yes.
It was, okay. Knew it well, or just kind of knew it in passing?
I would say in passing, but to be fair, that's how I know most music,
Yeah.
honestly.
Okay. Well, that's all good. So as I mentioned earlier, the 70s show episode titled Going to California, in which Eric hops in his car and goes to try to find Donna, I had said that was a bit of a back burner inspiration in the world of, love for me. And when Alison broke up with me, a good amount of time had gone by, maybe a year actually or so, and she called me up and said that she missed me, and she was in Ottawa, different part of Canada, of course. I thought to myself, well, I could go see her. It would be a Greyhound bus ride journey in order for me to do that. And so if you were to change the title of this song to Going to Ottawa, that's kind of why I've chosen this song.
Gotcha.
Yeah. She was kind of expressing that she'd been going through some stuff, both good and bad. But I don't know. I don't know if it was like a quarter life crisis or what you want to call it. She just said, I miss you and you should come see me. And I did. I hopped on a Greyhound. I was supposed to be there for a week, and I was there for 2.5 days before I realized, no, this was the wrong move.
Huh.
Yeah. It was weird. Really, really weird catching up with her. And there was that unspoken thing of like, okay, I'm coming to see you. Where am I going to sleep? Do you have a pull-out bed, or am I, sleeping with you literally in your bed, or like, what's the deal?
Yeah.
And so she assured me that there was going to be a blow-up mattress in a separate room, and I was like, okay, just wanted to know what the deal was, you know what I mean? And
gotcha. Cozy.
yeah.
Oh, well, you were still, how old were you at this point?
17 or 18.
Oh yeah, air mattresses are fine at that age.
Yeah.
Air mattress,
Yeah.
you can futon, you good.
Right.
All right.
So I show up and we hug, we catch up, and we get back to her place, and she goes, so the air mattress popped as I was blowing it up.
Shit.
And I'm like, huh. And that equals, and I'm looking around her living room. She's got wicker furniture. I'm like,
yes.
don't really want to sleep on that. She's like, well, I guess you can sleep in my bed with me. And believe me, just to paint a picture here, and I think you can back me up on this, Ripley, I'm not the type of guy who's like, yes, score. Like, I wasn't trying to,
right.
I wasn't crossing my fingers and toes, trying to go like, please let me end up in her bed. Like, I'm not that type of douchebag.
Right.
He
And
was
potentially the kind of person where that could make it actually less comfortable.
kinda, I guess. Yeah. And so we did wind up, having to sleep in the same bed. And I mean that in the literal sense of sleeping in the same bed.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it was awkward, because even when we were a couple, we hadn't done that, just to be clear. Both the literal and metaphorical adaptations of the word sleeping. And so I felt awkward, and I felt, if I can be semi-spiritual about it, I felt like my soul was going like, we made a wrong turn, Spence. We shouldn't have come here. And I went out for lunch with her the next day, and I fainted in the restaurant.
Oh.
Yeah, we were sitting there chatting, and she started to reminisce about some stuff. And it doesn't matter what it was, but it triggered me, and I passed out and fell to my side. Thankfully, I was in a booth. But I woke up to her kind of splashing like lemon water on my face, and she's like,
Oh, what?
just from her glass, And
Right.
she's like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, I don't know. I think I have to go to the bathroom. Like, I might throw up. I went down there, and I think I'm safe to say this with you, and it should be clear by now. I have said in other episodes that I do pray. I just sat in this bathroom stall in this random diner, whatever, and just kind of prayed, like, am I supposed to be here? And I think the clear as day answer was no. It was just like that gut feeling of like, nope, you shouldn't have done this. I just had to go up to her back in the booth and just go, I think I actually have to go home. And she was like, because you're sick? And I was like, sort of. There's just something's not sitting right with me here on this. It was sad, again, awkward. But we went back to her place, and she helped me pack up, and she's like, is it something I said or did? I'm like, no, not at all. It's just the vibe. I don't know. It was nothing particular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a feeling. And I was like, nope, I gotta go. So this song
Your gut knows.
Yeah. This song, Going to California, just makes me think of that time, because I think it's safe to say the song isn't particularly upbeat or chipper or happy,
Right.
But it's not super sad either. It's maybe leans more towards it. Like, how does the song make you feel when you hear it?
It's beautiful, and it has that touch of melancholy, but it also just reeks of nostalgia. And then there's just that point in the first third, I think, of the song where it hits that minor key, and it just, it has that a little bit of a sad note to it, but not necessarily sad. I think minor key actually encapsulates that shift perfectly.
Yeah.
Is just being that clinical about it.
Yep.
Just hits that minor key.
Yeah.
And, sometimes things in life can be beautiful and in a minor key.
Yeah. And that's a really cool way of saying that. And that's exactly how I felt at that point in time, where I was just like, it's been really, really awesome to see her again and spend a little bit of time with her. It was just my heart confirming she's not the one, and you don't need to chase after her or pursue her anymore, even if she invited you,
Yeah. And sometimes you need that one last confirmation.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. And then
Closure, I suppose.
in the song it says, going to California on a big jet plane, or no, took my chances on a big jet plane is what he says. And that really resonates with me too. I took my chances on a Greyhound bus, and the other line is, going to California with an aching in my heart. And for me, it was like going to Ottawa with an aching in my heart, because I'm like, I don't know, I just need the confirmation, and it came a lot quicker than I thought. And yeah, it's kind of a bittersweet kind of vibe. Yeah. Which is very fitting. But yeah. So those are my brief stories about Alison and how we broke up, and then my confirmation that just, Alison wasn't my girl, not the one I'm supposed to be with.
Right.
Because, I mean, when you talk about songs, yes, we've got all sorts of songs we're going to be talking about and that have been talked about on this show, but there's a quote that I really love, and I'm forgetting who exactly said it, but it's in a musical documentary that I really enjoy, about one of the bands that's been featured on the show, Sparks. We had their song iPhone, and
yeah.
you're familiar with Sparks, I know that. Actually,
through you.
Yeah, I was going to say because of me. So I think it's safe to say there's going to be more Sparks songs that come up. But in their documentary, one of the people being interviewed, they said, most songs are about one of two things. Will you please fuck me and don't shut my party down? And I'm like,
all right.
Kinda. And then you got,
sure.
You got stuff like My Bologna, which is like, well, lunch meat. Like, you know.
Uh-huh.
But you could argue even last week's song Squeezebox is a will you please fuck me. Like, you know.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going straight for Don't Shut My Party Down.
Well, there you go. So it's up to interpretation, I guess. But yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, okay, I suppose that could be true. Like your stereotypical songs, right? But for me, these two songs, Alison and Going to California, they straddle the line of bittersweet, and it's not particularly like those two vibes. I don't want to keep saying the F word over and over again. But
right.
Yeah, the will you please, hook up with me or don't shut my party down. They don't have either of those vibes, and I like songs that don't ride that, sex, drugs, and rock and roll all the time,
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, those are my reasons why I like those. So last week, as I alluded to, I asked you to choose a song or two that is about early love, and as you can see, that's why. This is why. I'm curious where you went with it. Did you go Paul Anka, Puppy Love, or?
No, that was just the shorthand note that I took to
Thank
try
God.
and brainstorm about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured it would be about some sort of first.
Okay.
So I figured I'd throw a song in having to do a little, I guess, with my first date.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also trying to keep up with you. So if you're doing two songs, I'm trying to throw in two songs.
Right. Yep.
And whenever it's applicable, I'll throw in an extra one to try and catch up so that eventually our playlists are the same length moving forward.
Yep.
So my very first date was terrible for a number of reasons.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I guess I wasn't ready to date. I was potentially ready to date, not anyone who was interested in me. There were a few people who were interested in me, and I had no interest in them. That encapsulates a lot of my romantic track record, unfortunately. A lot of just missed, just not quite on the same level with attraction. And at some point, I had a friend in high school decide that it would be a good idea to set me up on a blind date.
Oh, yeah.
With some guy. And we'll do the protected identity thing.
Right.
Spencer, pick a name, any name, a male name.
Oh, yeah. I get to choose the names of these characters.
Yep.
What if I get it, though? What if I land on it?
Don't care.
Dave.
All right, so Dave.
Okay.
They're like, oh, I got this friend, Dave.
Right.
I'm like, okay. I mean, all right, I think I got shown a picture and he got shown a picture or something. We had like mild approval of each other first. It wasn't like I was going to show up and this was going to be like, holy crap, no thank you. And vice versa, he wasn't going to have that sort of a moment with me.
Yeah.
But this was high school, so it wasn't just like, oh, hey, Dave, heads up, we're going to go meet, we're going to go to town, do this and that. We're high school kids, so he's got to come pick me up, but he doesn't have a car. I don't have a car. Neither of us drive yet. So his parents, or one of his parents, brings him over, picks me up, we drive into town, right? First of all, late. And I have a problem with late.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know where it comes from. But man, if you're like, I will pick you up at 7. Dude, I am on the porch with my purse over my shoulder at 6:58. Like,
Solid.
oh my goodness, I hope they didn't get here early. And I'm looking for the car to come up the street.
Right.
And that's just part of my personality. I don't know how late he was. I feel like it was at least 20 minutes. We're doing the classic
That's
dinner
rough.
and a movie.
20 minutes, that's
Yeah.
rough. We've, just to be fair, we've talked about this concept of being stood up and all that kind of vibe on a previous episode, of course, with the Frank Zappa, You Didn't Try to Call Me. And we all know, that would piss me right off.
Meanwhile, my baseline, even back then, I was a very anxious person. So just the fact that I'm going on a date for the first time in my whole life, I'm in a place where I'm thinking, like, I might throw up.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
So the lateness did not help that. So our plan was a basic dinner and movie.
Yep.
We get to town and we hit Subway and he's like, I only have this much money. And I'm like, that's fine. We can split a sub. Like, I'm not trying to get a whole foot long and have to either, carry leftovers or, wolf something down before we have to get to the movie at some point.
Yeah.
So we sit down, we split a meatball sub.
Solid. Favorite sub.
Hey, me too, which is why I know he let me pick. I don't specifically remember that.
Oh, yeah.
But he definitely let me pick the sub if we were eating meatball. That was my go-to.
Sweet.
And splitting a single medium root beer.
Oh, okay.
Which, listen, I'm weird. I have had guys who I've been going out with be like, what the hell do you mean you don't want to eat off the fork I had in my mouth? You've done, insert explicit activity here.
Okay.
And you can't eat off the same fork?
Huh.
Meanwhile, I hadn't even kissed Dave yet.
Right, yes.
And we're sharing a straw. Like, this isn't awkward at all.
Okay.
So I get 2 in my head about it. Some root beer goes down the wrong pipe, and I'm choking at the table. This is a very early impression I'm making on Dave.
Right.
So I'm like, this is going awesome. Cool. Not awkward at all. We go to the theater, and what I wanted to see, which I don't remember when specifically this was, but this should narrow it down, was Click.
Oh, Adam
Sandler?
Yeah, yep.
Listen, I really wanted to see that movie.
It's got to be like 2005 or 6.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Because I graduated high school in 2007.
Okay.
And this was definitely a friend in high school who hooked me up with this guy. I really specifically wanted to see Click.
Right.
To this day, I still haven't. Because I'm still like, every time I think about it, I'm a little miffed.
Oh.
Because we were so late to the theater. Right? That we couldn't see Click. And it's like, okay, what other movie do we want to see? And it's like, so we're late to the movie. Dave's parents have to pick us up by a certain time. So we can't pick anything we can't be like, oh, let's see the next showing of Click, right?
Sure. Yeah. Has to be
So
like a right now.
Yeah. We pick something else that's starting soon. I have no interest in anything else. So he picks, and he's interested in this movie enough to go see it late.
Oh, okay.
It had already started. So instead of going into Click late, we went into Nacho Libre late.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nacho.
And again, because of the specific memory, I have never seen Nacho Libre with an asterisk, because I have seen Nacho Libre, right? I was sitting there in the theater in front of the movie, and I was sitting there going, wow, We split a sub. I choked on the root beer. This dude, like, I'm awkward. This dude is awkward. He put his arm around me in the theater and he fed me some super cute line, right? He was like, trust me, this is necessary. Like, it's a requirement of a first date. And I'm like, that's a super cute line. Doesn't mean I'm not super uncomfortable right now.
What was the line?
That was it. He said, trust me, this is necessary.
Oh, okay.
It's first date kind of thing. I have to do this. Don't worry about it.
Let me ask you this. Did the date finish with a big hug, little kiss, little hug, big kiss?
Like,
Do you remember that? Do you remember that from the movie?
From Nacho Libre?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember the movie.
Oh, okay. I just wasn't sure if that would stand out.
I was so uncomfortable. Like, I catch that vibe, right? But I never went back and rewatched the movie. I processed almost none of it. He put his arm around me and I don't know, turned to stone. Because the vibes just weren't there, right? But I was trying to be, I don't know, socially acceptable and not get, an hour into a date and be like, actually, lemon law,
Right.
Like, please just, nah, can we just leave?
Okay.
And it wasn't that he wasn't a good guy. And we actually did have some fun when we were hanging out. I think we went to his place afterwards with his parents.
Yeah.
And the phrase going to his place afterwards carries some stigma, I suppose.
Yeah, I could.
But we're kids. We're watching YouTube videos. A fly, I specifically remember, landed on his computer screen.
Okay.
And he holds up his hand. Let me describe this because we're audio only. He has just his index finger extended. And it's almost Salt Bae-esque. He's got like a swan of his forearm in his hand.
Okay.
And he fucking ninja pokes this fly on his computer. He wha-bam! With a single finger, a single point of contact. This fly dies. We cheer like frat boys together.
What? Okay.
We're like, wow, you fucking, what? You got that? Oh my God, how the...
I'm so turned on.
Only not. Like, it was fine. We had a good time as like buds, I guess. But there was no interest there.
Yeah.
And we parted ways. I feel like he was a little bit more interested than I was. So nothing really came of it except, do you remember Facebook Notes?
Sort of.
On Facebook, there was a feature where you could write a note, which was like, it was similar to a blog post. So you could just, say, rant about the terrible date you just had.
Kind of like a Craigslist vibe in the open letters.
Except it's private. Only your friends can see it. And Dave wasn't a Facebook friend.
Right.
And, it took a week or 2 or 3 or I don't know, however long it took me to forget that I posted that Facebook note.
Yeah.
For him to request to be my friend on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
And I accepted. Not after I remembered and deleted the note.
Right.
Nope. I just accepted. And he sent me a message and he was like, wow, I didn't realize it went that badly. I'm sorry, I couldn't have given you a better experience. And I just, oh my goodness.
Oh.
I was ranting from a comedy of errors standpoint to my friends about this date, which was a big deal because it was my first ever date. Meanwhile, I'm being a complete jackwagon. Just like, oh, this went wrong. That went wrong. This dude, I'm totally uninterested. And it keeps, showing up. And I don't know what to...
Yeah.
Oh, no. Terrible. My 2 songs that I'm going to add this week are because... So we're theming first dates or first romances, right?
Right.
At some point after that date, I don't think there was ever a second date. I think it was just something sweet that he did completely unprompted. Even though I had no reciprocal interest, I still don't file this under creepy, even though it wasn't mailed to me. It just showed up in my mailbox. So dude appeared on my property.
Okay.
And left me 4 Queen Greatest Hits CDs because I mentioned on the date that I liked Queen.
Oh, wow. Huh.
And he burned them.
4.
He didn't buy them.
Oh, he made them. Burn. Yeah, I get what you,
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
I mean, he might have burned them right from, but it's like, you know, I wouldn't have expected a purchase gift, but I mean, like, effort was put in.
Right. Yeah,
You know,
for anybody who was born after 1999 or for anybody who's a complete idiot, yeah, burning is like, yeah, burning a copy of the CD onto a blank disc. Yeah.
Right. The mixtape of the aughts.
Right.
So I figured I'd just pick one of my favorite Queen songs and throw that on there because I don't necessarily want to immortalize the awkwardness of the date.
Right.
But one of my favorites is Killer Queen.
Right.
So we'll do that.
All
and this is one of many examples of what I and my friends have come to refer to as my brand of being an accidental asshole.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Okay.
I really don't think I'm just an asshole.
I don't
But-
perceive you that way.
Boy, am I accidentally an asshole to people all the time. I posted that, Facebook note that was private and was meant to be funny and like an update to my girlfriends who, were like, "Ooh, Ripley's going on a date."
Right.
And then all of a sudden, the poor dude who went on the date friended me on Facebook after burning me a set of CDs
Yeah.
and went to look at what I had most recently posted in my Facebook notes and got roasted.
Yeah.
And that just happens to me sometimes where I'm accidentally a total asshole.
Okay.
So my second song, Asshole by Dennis Leary. Or no, it's I'm an Asshole, I think.
Dennis
It was also a big favorite of mine. But,
Leary.
yep, sometimes personally applicable.
Oh, looks like it is just titled Asshole.
Cool.
Should we toss that one on as I'm not familiar with that one?
Yes, please.
You're still listening to Heart Attack. Your asshole horse will be right back.
Well, that was a lot better than last week's song.
They should all be from here on out for you.
Oh, okay. Solid. That's that's been my favorite one that has been shared with me throughout the duration of the entire show.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
And of
I'd
course,
never
you
heard
already
that.
know Killer Queen.
I do know Killer Queen, so I hope you don't feel disrespected if we don't toss it on.
No,
But,
it's just fun that I was able to introduce something new that you found fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a comedic vibe to it. It's catchy, in my opinion. And, yeah, it's got maybe a little Weird Al inspiration in there or something to that degree. Speaking of Adam Sandler, there's a funny song he has, and this is just a bonus song that we can chat about for half a second, called Steve Polychronopoulos. And it's the same premise. He's singing through the perspective of like he is Steve Polychronopoulos. And the song just starts with him going like, "I'm a big fucking dick." It just keeps going like, "I'm a pain in your ass," or whatever. He just lists off all these things that he does that very similar to this song. He's listing off things he does that would probably annoy people, like, "I'll break your brother's stereo and then tell him it was you," and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to spoil all of it, but check out Steve Polychronopoulos by Adam Sandler. Similar vibes. Plus, you brought Sandler up, so skibbity-dibbity.
Maybe I'll watch Click someday.
You should. And rewatch Nacho Libre, because that's a guilty pleasure movie for me. Well, thanks for sharing those with me. And let's see what's on the docket for next week then. We have got just one song for next week.
Alrighty.
And let's go with Adolescence, but like, Adolescence. What's that mean to you?
Adolescence.
Okay, but like, what age range does that put you in your mind?
13 to 16, 17-ish.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, go with adolescence.
Right.
Kind of what I was saying earlier, maybe some peer pressure adolescence, if possible.
Huh. All right.
Yeah, if possible. Do what you can with that. We'll rendezvous once our next episode pops onto our schedule.
Sounds good.
Yeah, thanks for checking out our stories today, everybody. Again, we want to reiterate, if you'd like to share a story, tell us about your first boyfriend, girlfriend, anything in between, and maybe we'll talk about it on a future episode where it's relevant. That, of course, is heartatrackpodcast@gmail.com. You can send us anything over there, and like I said, we'll check it out, and maybe one of us will read your story next time it becomes relevant.
Yeah, totally.
All right. Well, until next time, everybody stay sweet and make sure you give somebody a big hug, a little kiss, big hug, big kiss.
And swallow your root beer. Don't inhale it.
I wasn't done.
Oh.
It could go on forever. That's the joke of the movie. He says like a whole bunch. Big hug, little kiss, big hug, big little kiss.
Ew. All right.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. We'll see y'all next week.
See you then.